7 weeks out, in for a back and delts session at JD Gyms. So we started off on face pulls, eyes on some of my side shots. My rear delts lacking a little bit, so get them done nice and early in the session. Into my only shoulder press of the week. Now up at Maloney's we have amazing Nautilus shoulder press. Sort of converges at the top of the movement, just aligns really nicely for me. This wasn't actually too bad as far as your sort of commercial gym machinery goes. Didn't feel too bad, managed to get 3 plates aside, and obviously tracking numbers, it's not the best, certainly not during prep, as I am quite fixated on numbers to a degree, but as far as the gym goes, it isn't the best, but the session itself was decent. So here we are in on an underhand lat pull down. So what I would normally do, again, Maloney's being far superior, is use a supinated mag handle grip. So not quite as extreme as I am on, as you can see on this barbell here, not barbell, attachment here. Just allows for a bit more of a natural movement through the wrist, but still, this movement here, pretty nice. Again, can't really tell if I'm progressing on lifts numbers wise, because all cables, machineries and stuff are different, but felt good. As you can see here, I'm grabbing body parts, things were probably hurting. And next here on a mid back pull, cable pull. So my focus here is, obviously once I'm setting, is getting a big stretch through the upper back. If you notice, I'm really opening up my scapula. I'm just gonna spread those shoulder blades apart, and as I squeeze through, elbows are driving back, fairly flared fairly wide, and getting a big squeeze at the back. So opening out the scapula at the bottom of the movement in the stretch, and then squeezing together at the back of the movement in peak contraction. Yeah, I feel this movement really, really well. And I had the wife on the camera, so she was able to get some close-ups. My head, evidently. But yeah, 7 weeks out here, a few lines showing. Definitely some work to be done. And we need to get a lot leaner, but current state of affairs, I'm fairly happy. The wife sneaking in for some cheeky reps here. We don't often train together. Millie likes to be in and out, smash through the session. Me, I take forever. Kind of because I'm, sounds big-headed, but I'm fairly strong, so for me to set up on movements, it does take a little bit longer. I know cables and machines and stuff is not really the same, but probably in hindsight, it's probably a lot of junk volume that I do is sort of more feeler or feeder sets, whatever you might want to call them. Just to sort of get locked into the movement, get the connection with the target muscle, and then get into my working weight. So I probably could make them run a little bit more efficiently, but I enjoy it. I'm lucky enough to have the time that I can be in the gym for 2+ hours, so I'm gonna do it. So Millie evidently went off to do something else, like I say, pretty bored of the session. So camera set up on the tripod, me hitting some barbell bent over rows here, so I am up by 10 kg here. My form isn't perfect. We'll see in the later sets that I really try and keep my body locked in that position. But for me, and I'm sure a lot of people, is if we're bent over rowing, just yeah buddy it, man. As long as your form's pretty tight, as long as you can get a squeeze back, a hard contraction, a really good connection with that working muscle, then grip it and rip it, baby. Go for it. Here you'll see, yeah, form is slightly tighter. Okay, maybe not towards the back end of this set here, but body angle, definitely not on that one, Jesus. Body angle was staying a little bit more parallel with the floor, bit more locked in, but yeah. Here I'm going a little bit more emphasis on that sort of mid to upper back, allowing elbows to flare. This is what this session is really. My other back and hamstrings day is more lat focused, and obviously hamstrings. This is a bit more upper to mid back. And then again, Millie snuck back in for this one, grabbed all the camera, got some better angles. So what back day wouldn't be complete without some shrugs? 'Cause who doesn't want them Tom Hardy traps? Tom Hardy's traps are pretty whack, to be fair. The guy's like 5'6". So yeah, in fact, well, a back day wouldn't be complete without shrugs is my other back day. I only have them in on here. What I tend to do is superset between a wide, almost snatch grip shrug, tends to be barbell or machine, where I will slightly angle my body a little bit further forward and think about lifting my mid to lower traps up and behind my ears, and then I'll jump in on a cable or something, say like a V-bar where I can go for a narrower grip, and just tend to smash through a load of reps and minimal recovery time between, so supersetting the wide grip and the narrow grip, but also only taking about 30 seconds rest in between, because the traps, they can recover quick. They're realistically a small muscle, they can take a beating. Towards the back end of the session, just get them done, get them blasted through. And evidently I went for a rest pause here. Nice, well done me. Pat on the back, Luke, well done. Yeah, this is probably going to go on forever. Multiple rest pauses, it would seem. God, this guy trains hard, doesn't he? Fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. Yeah, I think traps have certainly improved in this last push-up phase. And I do genuinely just put that down to getting through the volume. Like I say, they're a muscle that can take a beating. Hammer it through, get it done. Reps, reps, reps. Obviously, you want to handle some decent load when shrugging. It would only make sense, because if you are to go a stupid amount of high reps on a lightweight, you're going to be there forever. So as we started on the session, started with shoulders, we finished with shoulders. So here we go upright rows. Normally the session calls for cable upright rows, still using like an EZ sort of cambered bar here, and then I superset that with the Panatta standing side lateral raise. With the cables, I feel I can get a much greater range of motion, so I'm aiming to get essentially the bar or the attachment in line with my nose at minimum, driving those elbows up, firing up as high as I can and get a good squeeze through the delts. But yeah, a couple of different angles for you here, and then because we have no access to the Panatta down at JD, is just standing side lateral dumbbell raises. Not the best movement in my opinion, personally. Just don't feel as though I connect very well. Let me say, I think the standing, or even a cable to be honest, but it was back end of the session. We were in a bit of a hurry to get out, so two decent movements, still got a fair connection, good stimulus. As you can see here, an alright pump. Yeah, turned out to be an alright session. Like I said, the choice of equipment, the busyness of the gym, it's not ideal, but needs must. Like I say, it was a bit more of a sort of convenience session just to get in there. And it's one of them gyms I can kind of just headphones on and get my head down. There's not too many people that'll bother me and stop me and try to talk to me into the session. So now the only reason you would actually want to train at JD is the studio lighting. So here we go, just running through some mandatories here. I have had some video call posing sessions with Leon from the Physique Collective, just mainly to help me with a routine. I had some ideas, some poses that I knew I wanted to hit, but my sort of imagination, my actual experience and knowledge of posing and creating routines just isn't there. So no point stressing about it. There's more things to think about. So I draft someone in who's come up with an absolutely amazing routine, but I'm not going to show any of that anywhere until the show. But I'm really getting to grips with it and having some fun with it. I think it's really good. But yeah, mandatory is here. So yeah, Leon obviously has created the routine, he's helping with that, but he's also making some tweaks to my mandatory posing, because That's what the judges are really judging. Especially quarter turns, that's the first thing they're looking at. So those want to be nailed. Your mandatories want to be second nature. And I'm quite confident. I'm happy with my mandatory poses. I think they were good. I'd say very good before going to Leon. And then him just making these tweaks, certain adjustments, saying like hand position, angles. Yeah, obviously my back's that big that the shadow from the back shots, just you can't really see it on here, but trust me, it looks class. But yeah, the little tweaks from the mandatory poses from Leon are going to be a massive help. And just like a second pair of eyes as well is maybe I think a certain lift at a certain pose looks good for me, but maybe, you know, he, a more experienced bodybuilder and posing coach, would recommend otherwise, like this most muscular here. Not the best line for that one either, actually, but here we go for a little classic variation which I'm enjoying. And then into my favourite classic pose. So we'll see how these look in 7 weeks' time on stage. See ya! Mayo apparel, link in the description, code Viking10 for 10% off. I dare you to find a comfier t-shirt. Absolutely incredible. So yeah, prep, life, update, what's been going on. So prior footage was originally filmed at the weekend. I was due to do this section now, Monday, Tuesday at the latest. But we have an update on the new house. So obviously the case with new builds, the date kept getting pushed back. We bought that house a year ago, almost to the date. The buyers of this house accepted offer again around that time, and they've been happy to wait, which is really nice of them. So yeah, date kept getting pushed back. When we originally bought it, it was due to be complete in October to December, obviously of last year. Kept pushing back. So for a while now, we've been told, and they've been very adamant on mid-March. We got a phone call on Monday saying, "Can you move next week?" So yeah, bit of a mad rush now. Get the house ready. Once we get ourselves packed away, boxed up, ready to move, and then just freshen this house up for the new guys. So yeah, like I said, they've been nice enough to hold out for this long, that we want it as nice as we can make it for them. I believe it's their first home as well, so why not? And then also work has been very busy. I've had some new starters, which is incredible. Growing, expanding the Viking clan, which is nice. Really excited to see how things are going to progress with these new guys, and yeah, where we can take the team. But yeah, so prep, let's talk prep. House movers obviously is not an ideal time to be moving house during prep, but I think next week will be around the sweet spot. Past few days, things have been a little bit hard. It's felt like prep. Things have been tough, but the changes in my physique this week alone have been insane. So I'm there or thereabouts, 8 pounds down over the past 9-10 days, which is massive. And like I say, yeah, past couple of days have been a struggle. During my first prep, I'd say it was at least 13, 14 weeks through the prep before my coach gave me a refeed, which was a bit mental. I think learning from the past mistakes and actually listening to my body, being smart about it, not just I'm hungry, so I'm gonna eat more. The fact of numbers in the gym slightly dropping, the intensity wasn't quite the same, inability to get my heart rate up during my cardio, almost that desire to move was kind of fleeting, and just that general feeling of being absolutely knackered. And again, yeah, it's prep, it's hard, you're going to be hungry, you're going to be tired, but I think better to be, what's the word for it now? Proactive, not reactive. So yeah, things were a slog for a few days, and I'm there thinking, right, I think we should have a sensible refeed, get a few more calories back in me, fill me up a little bit more. Like obviously on the last video, food's still high, carbs are still high, but it's relative. Like a guy said to me, oh yeah, your carbs are high, so you shouldn't be feeling flat, or your muscles shouldn't be flat. Like, I get what you're saying, yes, they are high, but again, it's relative. So we imagine your body being a cup. You have 500 ml in there compared to a smaller cup being a smaller body. 500 ml, 500 gram of carbs, for example. 500 grams in that one person is going to overfill that cup. If you're that much bigger, you burn through, your body more efficient at burning through calories, it utilises carbs more. That 500 gram can still see you running flat. And yes, I wasn't, looking back on videos, I wasn't completely flat, but like I say, that the struggle to do cardio, the struggle through my sessions, that's the important stuff. That's what's going to burn the fat, not being, that's quite contradictory, that. It's going to aid in burning the fat. Is me being able to move more and want to move more is going to burn calories. Dropping food down and slogging through it, even more of a mind game, and will just make things more difficult. So yeah, so yesterday trained back and hamstrings, big session. Again, numbers were down. It wasn't crazy down, but like, again, I know how my body feels, reacts, responds. I know that I needed more, basically. So I had a burger and chips, homemade, so that I can be more accountable. And it's a little bit more of an understanding. Rather than being guesswork, yeah, I could order a burger from a takeaway. I don't know exactly the calories that are in that. At least if I get good quality burger, homemade chips were absolutely insane, by the way. The burgers were like infused with bone marrow or something like that. So air fryer chips, then put the burgers on top of the chips. Those chips absorbed all the fats and that bone marrow, and they were insane, absolutely insane. So I had that refeed, only increased my fats by about 30 grams and carbs by around 70, so nothing crazy. I then had that, and I was just raring to go. Like through the morning, through that training session, things were a slog. I found myself sort of leaning and sitting a little bit more than I would. As soon as I had that, I was off. Went up to the gym early before my clients, banged out extra cardio, a little bit more, and heart rate was through the roof. Not stupid, but easy to get up there, and I was on it. I was raring to go, full of energy again. I woke up feeling really good this morning. Trained my clients this morning, absolutely fine, full of energy. Early start, but that's just early start. So our plan for today is walk the dogs, walk Floki, go pick up the van. AJ's been doing some repairs on that. Then I will train with Kyle, one of my online clients, later on this evening. And then yeah, I think we should be in for a really good session. Like I say, feeling raring to go. And yeah, so that 8 pound drop in that time is massive. Really, I'm estimating around another 15 pounds to come off before we start looking, like things are going to be happening, stage ready, so to speak. So yeah, just going to be a case of push on now, keep the cardio in, keep training hard, keep steps up, keep moving up. In and amongst the moving house, that's going to be a lot of expenditure there. So we'll keep a close eye on things over this weekend. Like I say, getting this house ready, spending a bit of time on this. It's going to be work. And yeah, we'll see where we're at next week. But yeah, I think realistically, this is going to be the last video in this house. Farewell.